Hey everybody, I'm back today. We're doing two videos because I have a special talk I want to have with y'all. As I'm on this channel, I'm realizing that sharing my experiences is teaching. I felt like talking about myself wouldn't be like, it's not a mood for me. I'm not like huge on talking about myself all the time. But like everybody, that's a perception of a stereotype of a person who has the sun sign of a Leo, and it's like, what? I mean, I like bragging about myself, like being like, what's good? I'm fine, shit. What's good? That type of, but like facts and stuff. I'm not, I don't talk about that all the time. But anyways, so today I'm gonna talk about our brothers and sisters from the other dimensions. All right, our healing family, our loving family that we have on the outreaches. So aliens or extraterrestrials or um UFOs, all of that. So my experience with aliens and UFOs, from a very young age, I've always seen wild stuff. Okay, my sight into the spiritual realm is something else. Like I'm still evoluting it. I'm still learning, but the way I'm able to see and the way that that I connect is totally different. It's on another vibration. It's on another plane of existence. I seen leprechauns. Yeah, it's a whole story. But leprechauns, yes, yes. When I was like 4 years old, this is also the same house that I saw my first experience with the dead person, and this was a different experience. Like this was literally like I seen him right there, like physical. And the leprechaun was actually a shadow. Um, but I was like four, 3. Yeah, it was a very vivid memory. But anyways, so the other thoughts and stuff about other things have always been very real to me. Vampires, werewolves, everything. I've always loved it and I believed in it. I still believe in certain things to a dimensional planes. Okay, because not everything is here. When an animal goes extinct, it doesn't go extinct. It just starts to reign in another dimension. It continues to stay alive. But um, so my first experiences with aliens definitely wasn't recent. I feel like I've always had a connection with aliens since I was younger. Um, I grew up in two places because your parents' situation when they're broken up, you got back and forth sometimes. But when I was at my father's, which was most of the time, um, we lived on like a farm ish type of thing. And so we had crops and we had like things like that. But then we had like a lot of land. It was like a cul-de-sac, I guess you could say. It was this farming area. And so you could see the stars. You could see like all of the stars, okay? Like all of them. I was near the woods. All of that stuff. So, and there was like, if you walked, there's a pond and everything. So like, you could see everything. Um, and so like when I was younger, my family was like open up to that type of stuff. They weren't like totally closed minded, but it was more of like they made jokes out of it. So it wasn't like they actually got like knowledge about it. I did have an uncle that was like kind of getting into like conscious awareness and stuff. But anyways, um, so like I would always go outside and like think of things or like I was just an imaginative. Obviously, I'm not like fully in that present moment, so it's like I'm just a witness right now. But I do feel like I had times where I would look up at the stars and I would see things. Obviously, I used to see shooting stars, meteorites all the time, all the time. And even meteorites can be parts of alien spaceships, or even they can be crafts. They can be that small. Aliens can be that small. Yeah. So, I mean, there's little light orbs that travel around too. As liquid light technology. But um, I was always susceptible to that. I loved all the movies. I loved it all. I just was so into everything. Um, Planets, da 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 da. There was one time when I think I got to see like Venus or something. I don't know. because you can see it like certain part. But anyways, um, and so like I've always believed in things. Um, and then I didn't like take it serious though. I didn't take none of that stuff serious. I was like, da da, whatever. I thought, just the green peoples, whatever. And so, um, I, as I was growing up, I started getting conscious awareness and stuff. You know, alien spaceships became like an interest, right? But I didn't have my first experience until like my first experience where I remember until I was in this room, not this way of the bed. My bed was in the front of the window. Um, and I had a premonition. Okay, listen, I have like channeled with them. I have connected with them. I have a guide. His name's Kuna. Which is actually very interesting because my guide Kuna, which is he's either like a Palladian or Andromedian because his head is like kind of large. Like I have a big head. All right, I have like yeah, but like his head is like different. He's hairless. His vibration of his physical body has ascended, but he has like bluish skin, and his eyes are like a yellowish, greenish, turquoise. It's really beautiful. He's beautiful, but he come somewhere from like north, whatever. I haven't like fully got into it, but they were able to give me some information by showing me to TV show because the TV shows can actually hold knowledge from people's imagination because our imagination is connected with the records. So there's something called the Akashic records. You could look it's also just basically the Milky Way. It's a star system. It's a planetary knowledge. It's wisdom that's connected throughout. It's a system, and we can receive it. It's no different than the cells in our brain. It's no different than the interwiring of our brain. It's just like the planets. That's all it is. It's the same thing. It's literally just wiring everywhere. Okay, the neural system in our brain, you can see it, but it's no different than the star systems. It's like that high dimensionality. Okay, it's just it's a connection like that. Um, but they're able to send that type of stuff to us. They can send it to us telepathically. But I didn't receive him until I did a ritual and an awakening, a dance. Because when I do rituals, sometimes I dance. Sometimes my gift to my guides or somebody is my dancing. It's a show. I dance for them. No, it's not like a stripper. This is connection. This is divine power. Okay, this is like you give them a beautiful energy, a beautiful show for them to watch, and they're pleased. You're giving them something beautiful, especially giving yourself something sacred reciprocity. Okay, but so what had happened was I was, mind you, they don't have to physically come to take you. They can use your light body. They can also um take a hold of your light body, which is your soul body, and they can get consent from your higher consciousness to come and to go somewhere and to work on you or to do healing on you or to give you wisdom. Okay? And so I have been put up into a ship. First of all, I was behind the school. And it was like a dirt way, and I was telling them to come down. I was showing them where to come down, where I was at, because it was like late night. Um, and whether I was physically there or not, I could have teleported my physical body. There's lots of options that could have actually happened because we can teleport, we can time travel, we can already do this stuff, and we sometimes do it in our sleep. But whether I had time travel with my physical body there or not, but I definitely was a out of sleep sensation, like I was waking up, but I was out of sleep. Um, but they had put me into a metal ship. It was round. It was circular. It was oval, and um, what they did was they had me lay back. I didn't see any beings. Okay, this was all done through more machinery and vibrationally. and shot attunements basically, and they had me put my knees, so like right here, my I couldn't see past my knees, so everything knees down was covered. They were doing something to like my shins because once they had used this metal locking system where it like goes around your legs, um, it's like you couldn't see anything, and it was dark, and it wasn't that dark because I could still see the metallic reflections and stuff because it was like a metallic small room. Um, I'm not the hugest physical body, so like I could fit pretty well in their spaceship. However big was it, I didn't look very big. Um, but they put my knees and my legs in there and they started drilling. It was like a dentist drill, okay? And I wasn't even scared. I was just like I just remember like being there like is this done yet in a way? Like what the fuck? But I was drilling, they were drilling, and then that's it. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm awake and they're done drilling. To this day, I'm a positive. I know that I have markings all over my body. I have sacred geometry and just writing all over my body. And I've had these on multiple occasions fire up. So literally, my markings started to burn. They started to like activate almost. And these are all in parts with being a certain vibration, being from a certain seed, being from a certain species. It is all dependent. We're all different. We all have different things going on with us. We all come from different places. I personally have came from somewhere. I know that my physical body is a very ascended physical body. I have the Merkaba on my chest. I have markings on my hands, markings on my body, everywhere. Um, and so but the times that I have really opened them and awakened them, is when I have like smoked marijuana or gotten to a higher state of existence, of consciousness. They've started to like pulsate, and my hands there has been rings, all types of things. They've showed me symbols, lit up, everything. Um, but that could be a possibility. They could have been putting markings energetically, DNA encoding. You know, that's a possibility. And so my second experience um, was I was at the house I was living in a few months ago, um, and what had happened was outside. I was sitting outside, FaceTiming the person I was at the time currently with dating, um, and all of a sudden I look over and there's orcas, literally orcas, and I have been told this. I don't know if this is true, but orcas are actually extraterrestrial beings as well. So they actually are come from a higher plane of existence, um, and were seated onto this earth. But anyways, I was looking over, and the house I lived in, it wasn't like fancy man, da 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 da. I just lived very close to the water. I lived like super close. I lived on like a campground basically, and it was like right there by the water, right there. And so when I was looking over, um, and all these orcas, it was like 30 orcas in the water, and they were like right there. I was like, what the hell? Like, why are y'all so close? Um, and I'm just looking, and they're just acting wild. And I look up, and there's this gigantic craft. Like, I mean, this is a huge craft, like huge. And it comes down and it has these purple, blue, green lights, and it's very like I would want to say like Asian, like almost like an Asian inspired UFO crafts. I feel like there's different inspired UFO crafts that have been seen in different around the world, and this one was very like intricate, I guess you could say. Like, have you ever seen the movie Pacific Rim? And it's like the um in like the Eastern Asia and then in the Western, they have different types of machines that look like. Well, this one reminds me more of like the Eastern Asian type of like device looking. Okay, it had stuff hanging from it. It was very like wiry, electrical, and it was like raining outside, and it just looked very electrical. And then it starts vibrating this turquoise light, and it picks up the orca, and then it comes picks it like comes over time, and I just remember this feeling of ascension, like I've been awakened into a device, and like I can feel my body, like it's like a boom, and like it sucks me up. It literally like just took me, and I could the turquoise light is something that's so like real to me, because when I was younger and I had my first experience with seeing somebody that was dead, which was my grandma Wetzel, which I had never seen before. She had the same turquoise colored light to her, and this is why it was like very interesting. And then I get sucked up, and then I don't remember anything until I like awaken on a table, I think. um and I can just feel the beings around me. I feel it, like I feel this energy, I feel the experience. um and um it's very like I'm drugged up. I gotta be like drugged up. Okay, I'm on some real good shit. All right, I'm on some good shit. But they're probing my stomach, so they put needles into my abdomen. I don't know what they did, whether they put something in or took something out, but I gave permission a while ago for I I had did some things to give them permission. I had given permission to multiple species. And so what they did, they probed, like they stuck the needle in. They did something, and I seen like the light. I seen like the darkness of the shadows of their heads. Um, and they're very like very tall, very slender, very they're experimental beings. They're trying to surpass their awareness of consciousness. But I do feel like a strong Andromedian or Palladian, once again, like could have been my guides who he works with and stuff, because I've telepathically been able to speak with him. But um and then I remember being on the ship and being awake. So like I was like fully awake, and it's almost like I was in like the president's office or something. It was like interesting, because there was wood desks, there was like different things, and then there was these helpers, and they looked like they were Eastern Asian or like South Pacific or like something, because their eyes were huge, but they had the flap. They were like no crease, which is usually a trait um that Asian or anybody in that type of ethnicity has. And they had these like it was like grayish eyes and dark hair, and their heads were a little different. Their eyes were just magnificent. They were beautiful, and there was female work like they were like female nurses almost. And like I was like drugged up walking through there, and it felt real. Like I was like totally like drugged up and unconscious, but also in a state of remembrance on purpose. And I just remember stumbling around, and then I get into a dream part where it's like I meet I have to like get off, and then I'm going into this military facility, and there's a bunch of other kids. And I sit like these boys, they're all boys, and we're all configured into boys and girls. So there's boys over here, girls over here. And I go over here, and I'm in the boys obviously. And I these boys create like a Merkaba seat for me. They like sit in a Merkaba position, like the thing on my chest, and I sit in the middle, and then we're walking out. And then I meet this girl that I met when I was in middle school, and they were like telling me to go meet with her because she had been abducted multiple times. And so I texted this girl, and I was like, "Have you been having some weird dreams?" And like she didn't really think of anything of it. She was like, "I don't know." She didn't know. So some people have UFO experience, and some people are even abducted, and they don't know. I'm sure I have plenty more abductions from when I was a little kid, but I just don't like my mind isn't to that part. Um, but I feel like strongly like I trust in my heart that those were experiences and they were genuine connections, because I've genuinely had anxiety. Um, Not only from that, from other experiences though, from sitting outside in the dark in the stars and thinking something's gonna come up and take me. Why the hell do you have that for no reason? There's something there. There's a unhealed wound that's there. Maybe from feeling like abducted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, feeling that over anxiety of, oh my god, like something's taking me, you know? Um, I've had many dreams with alien experiences. Many dreams, lots of dreams. And so I feel as though I'm to be able to connect with and to be able to speak through, and I'm able to teach about them because I was once one. Personally, I was once one, and so I still remember a lot from that time. I still remember my abilities. I still remember my awareness, and I also remember my abilities, my power. You know, and even in this body, I'm still connected with that power. We all are. But I wanted to share my experiences because you know you may think anything you want of me, but you will never understand how real of an experience that was. Feeling things, experiencing things, and we all have had our experiences with things that are not totally make sense, and that's why you trust your heart and your intuition, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, because there are too many possibilities out here. I'm not crazy. I know I ain't. um, and so what I want to say is that I am here with you. If you have any comments, concerns, or if you have experience that are going on, you want validation or anything. And I've been meaning to put this in here, but I do readings. Okay, I do readings. DM me, email, contact me. My Instagram is underscore Dimitri underscore DEMITRIE underscore. Again, Dimitri underscore DEMITRIE underscore. Let me know if you want a reading, anything. I do pay. My prices will be up, but I would like to hear your concerns, things that you're wondering about, and also just questions. Let me know. Let's have a discussion about it. All right, y'all have a beautiful day. I'm happy I could help, and y'all have an amazing day.